On Ladies Night Show with Evelyn. Yes, and welcome back to Ladies Night with me, Edelyn, and I have my wonderful guest in the studio. I have the lovely Ada. Hi, am I pronouncing it right? Ada. Yeah. Okay, Ada. Yes. Okay, where's that thing from?
To be honest with you, I don't know. But I just know that my grandma is called Ada, so it was just kind of like,
okay.
I just like to pass it down, yeah.
And where are you from originally? Where's your grandma like?
So originally I'm from Tanzania.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was born there, but I literally left at 11 days old, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much.
You're British, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I met anyone from Tanzania, so.
Nice.
But thank you for coming on the show. We just love what you're doing with
Thank you.
music, and I kind of seen you a couple months ago when you first kind of started to crop up on the screen, on the scene.
Yeah.
And you're doing amazing stuff. And it's really nice to see you, young lady.
Yeah.
How old are you, by the way?
23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look so young.
I know, I get it all the time, and I'm just like, gosh, when I was younger, I looked older. Now I'm older, I still look young. It's just like,
But yeah, so welcome to Ladies Night. We've got so much to talk about today.
Yes, I'm excited.
There's so much things have been going on.
Yeah.
So let's just start with what ladies are loving.
Okay.
So ladies loving is just a segment where we just talk about what ladies are loving nowadays.
Oh, okay.
So this is the main thing.
Yeah.
Ladies are loving, number one, food. We love food. If you're a lady, which you are, because I see you, you know that how much we love food.
100%.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because recently Victoria Beckham just started this campaign. She has her eyewear. I don't know if you've seen.
No.
Okay, so she's got new eyewear and she's used an extremely skinny model to, model in her campaign.
Yeah.
However, so many people are talking about how outrageous it is. She just looks too skinny, too unhealthy, and it's unfortunate because I feel like a lot of the time they use people like that in their campaigns, and it makes young women and young girls feel like, is this the norm? Is this what I should be like?
Yeah.
I mean, now that you're trying to break into this industry, do you feel like you're having to fight with your weight or have to question it or anything like that?
Definitely felt like I had to question it. I mean, prior to doing this anyways, I had a bit of issues with my weight anyways, because I guess grew certain features like from a young age, so I was always a bit self-conscious of what I wore, and like I didn't want to ever look too revealing or look like I'm doing too much. But coming into this industry where it just seems like there's just so many, first of all, beautiful women, and it's like all their bodies are like in shape and just amazing, and then there's me, like maybe I've got a bit of work to do, but at the same time I think what's really, really important actually when doing anything actually in life is being comfortable with who you are.
Absolutely.
And so it's actually forcing me to like take a moment and actually go like, what's wrong with me now? Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm healthy and I can still look nice in my clothes and it's not affecting me in any detrimental way, why do I feel the need to, I guess, succumb to a certain type of look or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're beautiful, so don't you ever even have to question it. But it just really gets on my nerves when women kind of start to think, okay, is this what I need to be, or is this what I need to achieve? And do I not look okay? It's like no, the average woman looks like you and me. Like they've got some meat on them, not that we're fat, but they've got some meat on them. They eat. We love food. I love food. I love food. Like food is the way to my heart.
Yeah.
That's just it. So I just want any women out there, any girls out there listening, like don't ever feel like you have to compare to these women.
Yeah.
That is not the case.
Absolutely.
So yes. Okay. So another thing that ladies are loving is failing their New Year's resolution.
Oh yeah.
Failing their New Year's resolution.
Yes.
So according to the Daily Mail, women are returning their exercise equipments. Like there's a number of women who are returning their exercise equipments.
Okay, that's different. To return it, return it. You're making a conscious decision and actually, no.
Actually, I'm not going to exercise.
Literally.
Yes, basically 2 weeks into the new year and they're already starting to return all their stuff.
Wow.
And yeah, so New Year's resolutions, women are just not feeling it this year.
To be honest, I can't even lie, I didn't make any.
No.
So, I did in the past and never ever
stuck to it.
Ever. So it was just like, why am I bothering this year?
I completely understand.
But returning the items, yeah, that's different.
I mean, the thing is, most women's goals is to lose weight or anything like that. So I completely understand. However, I feel like women are so weight conscious at the moment, unfortunately. And the funniest thing is, I'm sure it's the more curvier women or the more, voluptuous women who get the most attention anyway. So it's weird how there's this mixed messaging in media, but yes, people still fixate on that skinniness.
It's true.
It's very odd. I mean, if you're skinny, you're skinny. I mean, it's you, especially if that's just how you grow.
Yes,
But I don't think you should, strive to be like that.
It's true.
Because that's when it becomes
an issue, absolutely.
Definitely. Okay, and the last thing that ladies are loving right now is micro cheating. Have you heard of micro cheating?
I've seen a bit of it on Twitter.
Okay.
And yeah.
So from what you've seen, what is it?
From my understanding, it's literally, I guess it's not the physical contact, it's more so just doing things via social media or online, whether it's sending nudes or just inappropriate exchanges and things like that. That's from what I've gathered so far.
Apparently it could be as little as, I don't want to say as little as, but apparently it could be just sending the aubergine emoji.
Oh, get out.
Like that aubergine emoji is dangerous,
Wow.
Like relationships are breaking up over this emoji.
I'm sorry.
It's the truth.
Wow.
Relationships are breaking up. What was I watching? Was it like Good Morning Britain or This Morning?
Yeah.
And there was someone from the NUA's Essex and she was saying how many relationships have failed because of sending the wrong emojis.
Wow.
That's the times we live in now. If you send the wrong emoji, your relationship could be over. This is the world that we live in. This is society right now. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? How does it make you feel when you think about the times that we live in? That things are so, is it superficial or things are so social media? Like it can really determine whether or not you're going to stay in a relationship.
It's very irritating, actually. I never even used to really be on social media. Like I was on it because my friends were on it and I wanted to share funny things or just literally talk or post rubbish like on Instagram, like literally just pictures of my food or something. And it was just something, it was a nice space where, your friends and family could just comment and like, and it was just simple, you know what I mean, when it started out. But now it seems like it dictates everything, especially now because people can literally make careers off of just having really, really great profiles. I hate the fact that it's just taken so seriously. I just wish that it didn't have to interfere with our personal lives. Like, fair enough for business, it could be great, to connect with people all around the world and stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of your relationship and things like that, it's just like, what happens to what happens to the intimacy in the relationship?
What happens
about you two?
Back in the day when you could just, spend some time on the phone talking, having conversations.
Oh my gosh, who even does that?
Those non-social media days were really I feel like people bonded more.
Absolutely.
And we're less paranoid, maybe.
Yes.
Okay, well, we've got way more to discuss. We're going to be talking about Harry Ozuko, the one who died. He was taken way too soon. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Ada, what she's got going on. She's performing in February, so we're going to be talking all about that. So first we're going to play Ray with Decline.
Sick.
I was always on time, and I gave you my all. So now you call, I decline.
Say what you mean and be about that.
Yes, you're listening to Ladies Night with me, Edeline, and I'm joined by the lovely Ada today here in the Ladies Night studio, well, the Urban Lecture studio, but I like to call it the Ladies Night studio, on the Thursday night, 7 p.m. every Thursday. Make sure you keep it right here on Urban Extra. So we've just been talking about what ladies are loving, so we talked a little bit about what's been going on with Victoria Beckham and that whole campaign with the extremely skinny model, and just talk about how much we love food. Basically. And we touched base a little bit on micro cheating, and for you guys who don't know what micro cheating is, it's basically kind of like cheating without actually knowing that you're cheating, like unintentional cheating. Some people would be like, well, that's any excuse to cheat.
Right.
And that's the thing, I feel like nowadays, we're living in some time where it's either people are looking for excuses to cheat, or they're just doing it with consent, or they're doing it because they don't care. And, what's going on? Have you ever been cheated on?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, it sucks. But it wasn't no macro cheating. So it was real cheating. Yeah, it was real. Like I felt like it was an episode of Love and Hip Hop or something. Yeah, it was a little bit dramatic, but yeah, I just feel like the only thing about social media now is that it just invites you to just, I guess, even maybe have the confidence to talk to people that you wouldn't normally speak to. Because you probably would see these people out and you probably never approach them, but on social media you just kind of, because you maybe follow each other, you're liking through each other's pictures and you feel like, okay, maybe I can slide in and say a couple of things, and before you know it, that micro cheating turns into, you know,
physical.
Yeah, actually.
Real.
Yeah.
And did social media play a part in your cheating situations?
It did in terms of how they met the person,
okay,
but it never transpired online, which I thought was weird. Like straight away, I think they just met up and whatever happened. But yeah, it was just.
I mean, do you think that's what it is? Do you feel like we live in a time where everything's just available? Like the P is available all the time. And yes, I just did say the P. Not the G, but the P is available all the time. Do you feel like we just live in a time where it's just like everywhere you go, open the door, it's there, ready for you?
I do think so, especially now because social media's kind of made the world a bit smaller, because we can all kind of go to the same events as well now. So like literally you could follow someone today and be at the same event with them tomorrow, and then boom, like that's a friendship formed. And then, you know, if there's an attraction there, then, you know, other things can form. So definitely I think social media just made it just easy to access people, I said, that you wouldn't probably have had access to before, unless, you know, you were doing certain things or, you know, you knew certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sucks in that sense, yeah.
I completely get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheating is just, unfortunately, I believe that 95% of people, I want to say men, but now I feel like it's 95% of people.
Yeah.
Because I feel like women are doing it as much as the men have. And like, even all these side chicks, right chicks, left chicks,
honestly,
situations,
yeah,
they seem to be like proud. I feel like it's becoming so the norm. But then I say it's becoming, but sometimes I feel like, okay, has it always been like this? Because we were raised by the generation prior, so they must have installed something into us, right?
That's true.
So has it always been like this? And it's just now that because of social media, people are now able to share it amongst other people who feel the same? Or is this a new thing? Is this like, oh, the world is changing? What do you think?
I think it could be a multitude of factors, to be honest. It could even be the fact that, like, because everything now is like, again, it's on social media, or there's going to be like a reality TV show about it, or it's going to like become a meme on Twitter. It's like we almost take these real life situations and just turn them into like these little jokes.
Yeah.
And so that gives the courage, I guess, to some people who may really be living that life, the confidence to kind of come out in the guise of, oh, it's a joke. And then there's also those women, you know, who are very, very proud of, you know, just using guys for money or to get nice things and things of that nature. And I just think what social media has allowed us to do now is just to turn a blind eye to things that maybe we wouldn't have been aware of before, whereas before it was kind of like, oh, it was in the dark, so you never really knew, and if you did hear it, it was like, oh my god, like, how could you? But now, because it's like everywhere you look, that's what's happening, then it kind of just like numbs you to that, I guess, perception that it's wrong or it's bad or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like the direction it's heading into, I don't like the fact that, I mean, of course, you know, women do your thing and whatever, but I just, it kind of sucks that, you know, there are so many women who are proud to take
to
that.
be on the side.
Yeah, like why?
Like, oh, you should be number one. You
Right,
shouldn't want
right.
anything other, and you shouldn't want to hurt. Like, what happened to girl code?
Literally, like, I don't understand. Like, why?
I don't think that exists anymore.
Yeah.
I do. That's one thing that I think has changed with time.
Definitely.
Anyway, we've got so much more to talk about. We're going to talk about you, Ada, right after this track.
Yeah.
This is Notes with Addison Lee.
Just speak your mind, baby boo, just say it, say it, say it. Say it, say more time.
What you feel, be about that. Speak your mind, do what you like.
Yes, that was New Notes with Addison Lee. That was a banger last year. That was really a banger last year. That was one of the top tracks of 2017, definitely.
Yeah,
I feel like UK are really doing it at the moment.
At the moment, honestly, like we shining. I love it.
No,
I love
100%.
it.
This is your time.
Yeah.
Like, this is your time at the moment, 100%.
Definitely.
So, let's talk about you, Anna.
Okay.
And everyone can follow you at, it's
Just Ada.
Ada on, and I keep calling you Ada.
I know, it's okay.
It's like, oh my god, one of those annoying ones. But yeah, it's just Ada X
Yeah.
on Instagram
Yeah, and Twitter.
and Twitter.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
So, how long have you been singing?
I'd say like officially from February last year,
Okay.
but I guess in the private of my bedroom,
Yeah.
shower. Pretty much since I was a kid, really. Yeah.
Are you a fan of musical or anything like that?
No.
Do you ever wonder like, do you know who you got your voice from? Do you feel like it's just a gift from God? Like,
I really don't know because like I have the deepest voice in my family, so I don't even know like
the deepest singing voice?
Yeah,
Okay, so
singing voice, yeah.
they all sing?
No.
Okay.
So when they do sing, you know, it's always this very like high pitched
Okay.
noise. No offense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and in terms of just like the love of music, my dad, like growing up, like he was a DJ and like we used to do a lot of parties at my house growing up as well. So just always been around music all the time and just loved how it made me feel, loved how it made other people feel.
Yeah.
And then there were certain musicians, you know, who you could just listen to the same song 20 times in the day and, you know, you feel that same conviction every time it plays.
Yeah.
And I just thought, wow, like, I want to do that one day. I don't know if I can, but I want to do it. So I just started with writing and then, yeah.
So do you write like most or all of your music?
All of my music, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good. I actually really appreciate songwriters. That's because I like to write music also.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's just I
Yeah.
just appreciate it. It just feels authentic and you just
Yes.
it just feels real and it feels from the heart. So
100%.
I completely commend you for that. And like, was there anything else that you wanted to be growing up, or was this like always been like? Was there any other dreams that you
Yeah,
had?
actually there was two. Like I thought I was gonna be one. I thought I was gonna be an actress. So I
Okay.
actually followed that path up until about sixth form. But then also simultaneously I was trying to be a lawyer. So then when I went to university, I did a criminology degree, and then yeah, I just kind of thought actually I don't like either of those things, and I kind of just thought I'm gonna try and dabble back into the music and see how that goes. So yeah, once I bought myself a little setup at home, like a little recording studio, then I just started recording all the songs I've been writing over the years. And when I heard myself sing back, I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't sound too bad. Like,
Really?
It might be okay.
Well, so was this like the first time you had kind of recorded? And
Yeah.
And when was this?
Literally October, oh no, I was going to say last year, but now 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was the first time.
And you thought, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, so it don't sound too bad, because I thought, I always felt a bit self-conscious about my voice. It's quite deep.
Okay.
And it's a little bit raspy, so I always felt a bit like, I don't know if, you know, people want to listen to that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a bit like, do you know what? I think
Yeah.
those make the best voices when they've got that different thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like right now on radio, a lot of people have that similar kind of high, you know, tone. I feel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good to stand out. And raspy voice is sexy. I mean, come on.
I mean,
That kind of
yeah,
rock
but
sound, it brings that kind of soul, that kind of feeling.
100%.
So, yeah.
100%.
Well, you know now.
Yeah, now I know. But then
After
I
all
was
this
like,
time,
yeah.
So what have you got going for you for the next couple of months? Like what is Ada going to be up to? Ada going to be up to? I didn't forget.
Literally just gonna be performing a lot. I really wanna definitely build up my stage presence and just allow more people to like connect with me and hear my music. I think my music is quite central, like I said, because I write my songs as well. They're quite personal, so I feel like the best way to communicate that is just through live shows. So I'm trying to keep busy with that. I also do have new music coming out over the next few months as well, which is really, really exciting because I've kind of been there sitting and I'm just like, oh, I just want people to hear this and I want to hear what people think. And just finish up this EP.
Yeah.
I also have my first music video coming out as well, so that's so exciting. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't wait.
Brilliant.
To watch that, yeah.
And when is your music video coming out?
I haven't set a date for it yet,
Okay.
but I'm hoping in February.
Okay.
I just want to put the song out first, which is coming out next week Thursday. So yeah, yes.
Okay, so yes, you are locked into Ladies Night right here on Urban Extra with me, Edeline, and I have the lovely Ada in the studio. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did this time.
I'm getting there.
Yes.
What's wrong with my brain? I'm only learning.
No, you know, it's so common for people to make that mistake of my name, and I think it's just.
I think it's the way it looks.
Yeah.
It looks like Ada, but Ada makes more sense. So yeah, with the lovely Ada, who's a singer-songwriter, and she's just been gracing our studios and just getting involved with our conversations, and it's been great. So we've been talking a little bit about you and your music. Can you talk about the show that you've got coming up in February?
Yes,
the
yeah.
360 show?
Yes, oh gosh, that is so exciting.
Yeah, it
gives me goosebumps even when I'm like thinking about it. But yeah, literally, I'm going to be performing on the 11th of February at 360 R&B event, which is in Birthdays in Dalston, and I'm just so excited for it. Like, the lineup is amazing. You've got Sherry V, you've got Jordan Morris, you've got Jordan King, you've got J-Bay. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like these are some real R&B singers, like who sing from the soul. So I'm just like really excited and also like honored to be a part of that lineup. So I am. Like, I need to like, you know, show out because I know they will. Like vocally, I know they're all gonna just like kill it. So, but yeah, it's a dope opportunity, and it's actually happening on the day that I released my first song last year. So it's like kind of like a 1 year anniversary kind of thing.
It
Like,
shows that you've jumped.
Yeah,
It's like a whole milestone since when you started.
Yeah.
Started and then the anniversary on stage.
Literally,
with
like,
some of your peers that you've been looking up to. So it's an amazing
absolutely.
achievement.
Yeah, it
So
is.
well done.
Thank you.
I mean, what would you say to a lot of young women? Because I know, even for me, it took me a while to kind of follow my dream.
Yeah.
What would you say? Because you're so young and you're following it, and it's not easy.
No,
I mean, it takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of confidence. It takes a lot of confidence in yourself.
Yes, yeah.
What would you say to a lot of young women who might be listening, who need that extra push to get up and follow their dream?
I think I'm very big on like self-evaluation and just understanding, you know, who you are as a person. Like, there's been so many points in my life where I can look back and I'm like, was that really me? Like, I don't even know why I was doing that or who I was at that point. And I think through writing, for me particularly, it gave me a chance to kind of look back and say, oh my gosh, I did that, okay, I didn't like that. What can I change? So I feel like just taking time out, you know, just to really sit back and think about what it is that actually makes you happy. What is it that you could wake up every morning doing and know that no matter how difficult it gets, you want to do that thing. And what is it going to require of you, like mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, for you to do that thing? And you need to apply yourself to that slowly. And sometimes that means like even distancing yourself from friends, sometimes even family, and that's hard.
But I think you're allowed to separate yourself from family or friends and say, you know what, I need to go and do this and focus on this and make this huge, and this could even in fact benefit you.
Absolutely.
But I need to separate myself to do this. Because sometimes, especially people that you love, they can weigh you down because you love them. It's hard to kind of. So I completely agree. Sometimes you gotta say, I'll see you later. Maybe in a year or two. So it's all good. But we're gonna play your single, which is out tomorrow.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yes,
Which is out next Thursday.
Yes.
So if you just want to introduce your song.
Yes, so this is my latest single, which is out next Thursday, About Us, produced by Xavier Black.
Hope you enjoy.
This ain't that kind of situation where the other side always looks greener. Forget the world. Put my 2 middle fingers up to the universe, babe. It's all about honest work, and that's what makes us perfect. It's all about.
That was the lovely Ada, who's in our studios right now. About Us, which is out next week Thursday.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
And we were just speaking during that music, and we were talking about how your success is going and how, you know, you've been able to kind of know about things going on and do certain things.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking to something that I heard someone say one day, that imagine like everyone you knew supported you.
Wow.
Imagine how successful you would be.
My God.
And isn't it funny how you said strangers are coming up to you and giving you advice, like, hey, how about this, or hey, this, or you're doing really good. Imagine all the people you knew.
It'd actually be amazing, because I guess they're acquaintances now. Once upon a time, you know, I had lots of friends, and we're not all the same. We've all got different journeys, and some people are not gonna understand where you're going or why you're doing the things that you're doing, and they might take it as, oh, now she thinks she's better than me, or they might become a bit resentful or jealous or whatever, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's not by force, you know, to be friends with certain people. No matter, I've learned that through that falling of that friendship. Like, if it means that sometimes you just have to just cut ties, I mean, that should be the last resort, but if you have to do it, you have to do it, because you have to protect yourself.
If it means protecting yourself, protecting your heart, protecting your mind, protecting your sanity, protecting your peace of mind, you have to do it. Sorry, you have to think of number one. Sorry, listening to you talk, where are you from? Are you from London originally?
Yes.
Oh.
Born and raised in East London. My whole life.
Maybe it's me. I'm not from London, so maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm not the one to judge. But I don't know. Your accent just doesn't seem very London.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Don't listen to me. People at home are probably like, what? She sounds more London than you. But yeah. So Harry Izuko apparently died. It was a friend, I think.
Yeah.
Who also modelled for Louis Vuitton at one point.
Yeah.
And tried to rob it. I just don't understand her.
Yeah,
it's like you can't trust anyone now.
Yeah.
It's like you really can't trust. And the fact that knife crime is so high right now in London, I think last year was the worst in recent years of knife crimes. It was the highest. I mean, do you feel like it's like, I have to ask, like, what are we teaching our kids? Like, what are they getting taught? Because it starts at home.
It does.
Why?
I feel like it's definitely, there's so many now, because especially because we live in a digital age and young children are being given devices. Like, I don't understand why a 5-year-old should have a mobile phone and a tablet and a laptop, but they do, and unfortunately they're able to access things that, you know, they really shouldn't. And I get it, because the dynamic in the family home has changed a lot as well. So like, both parents are working, so maybe they don't have time to entertain their children or read books to their children as much as they would have before. So it's giving their children opportunities to go and find other ways of entertainment, and it isn't always pleasant things that they find. And depending on how early they're watching these things and the kind of people that they interact with when they go to school or when they hang out with other people, you know, what is influencing, what's shaping their understanding of the world, what's their understanding of, you know, friendships and, you know, other things that go on in society. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like parents are getting younger, number one, because a lot of people are having kids a lot younger. Babies are having babies, and I just feel like there needs to be more involvement in what your children are doing. Like, I get it, like I said, the dynamics in the family home have changed, and not everybody lives in a two-parent household, etc., but I feel like within the home we can do more, as a community we can do more, and just help these children the best we can, you know, to avoid this alternative lifestyle or this life of crime or whatever. It's a shame, really. It really made me sad. Like, when I read the story first, I literally thought like it was like a random attack. Like, he literally was about to be robbed, and then maybe, you know, he was putting up a fight, and then they stabbed him, and then he died. But then to hear it was like, you know, a friend, you know, a model as well. I just thought, why?
And the funniest thing is, I was watching on, I think it was This Morning, the other day, and they were talking about bringing the national anthem into schools, making it compulsory. All these other countries are doing it. France are about to bring it in as well. They're about to make it a compulsory act for them to learn the national anthems and sing it in schools with the assembly. Make us patriotic, make us proud. I don't know, but they want to do it and they're acting like it should be at the top of the list. Mate, there's certain things that should be going on at schools, like teaching them fundamental values, like how to be a good person.
Listen, they need to implement that. Like honestly, like I do feel like. And then again, it's younger people having children as well who, you know, maybe haven't even fully understood themselves or grown or whatever. And I just feel like if they can't get it at home, they should be able to get it at school, especially because you're at school from, how old do you start school? Don't you know, like 7 or something like that? Or
like school? No,
yeah,
like 5.
5, yeah, so like 5 to like, well, it depends if you go to, you know, until 21 you're in school, for goodness sake. So, yeah, I feel like definitely they should be spending more time teaching, you know, children how to integrate into society. I don't know if you remember, but like in secondary school we had that lesson like PSHE or citizenship.
Yeah, they changed it.
Like I was thinking that lesson could have been a really great lesson, but really and truly it was almost just like a free lesson.
It was ridiculous.
It was
a free lesson. It was like it's just PH.
Literally,
like,
you just chill.
Yeah.
But I feel like the idea behind it was powerful. Like I feel like they should have really done more research and found more resources and got qualified teachers to really capitalise on that.
I think that's the other thing, qualified teachers.
Yes.
I failed my science. Okay, I just told everyone. I failed my science, but it's only because of my substitute teacher that became permanent. You don't make substitute teachers permanent. They're substitute teachers for a reason. Like we don't respect substitute teachers. So I definitely failed because of that. But schools should be implementing certain things. And I know the other argument's going to be, oh, they should be getting that at home. But mate, they're at school like half of the time of their lives as a child.
Yeah.
So they need to be getting that balance of... Anyway. Let's play a track.
Yes.
It's getting a bit heated. This is Bruno Mars and Cardi B, Finesse. Yes, you are locked into Ladies Night right here on Urban Extra Radio, and I have the lovely Ada here with me, and that was the first time I said her name without lit up, so I'm so proud. And we're just here sipping on wine, but she's sipping on wine because I don't have a cup, and I haven't been bothered to go and get it, but it's alright, I'll just get some after. But you enjoy, girl. But yeah, so we have been having some great topics, and we've been talking about knife crime. Yeah. Been talking about some things that our ladies are loving. And now it's time to turn to our next matter of chat, which is about racism. Basically, I had a story recently. My friend told me something that happened to her at work. Yeah. And it kind of made me think, like, I would have spoken up, however, but it made me also realise that I've been in a situation like that and I wasn't sure really what to say. Yeah. Basically, she was at work and a bunch of her co-workers were looking at something on her phone and discussing it. Yeah. And she must have gone over and she looked at it and she was just like, what is this? And they was basically looking at pictures of something called, I can't pronounce it correctly, I don't think, it's called Swazi Peat. And it's from, if I'm correct, the Netherlands. Okay. And basically what they do is they dress up in blackface and they kind of do this festival and parade. So where it comes from the Moors that used to live in Spain, which were black or at least dark skin as we know from history. However, they dress up in black skin, they wear the curly black wigs and wear red lipsticks, and it's just not right. Yeah. And her colleagues were talking about it and they were saying, oh, like, you know, there's no big deal, like, oh, people are overreacting to the way that they feel about it. Wow. And she was really annoyed. She didn't say nothing there, but she was so annoyed. Like, when she came on the phone to me, she was really annoyed. Yeah. And I was like, why didn't you say nothing? But come to think of it, I've been in a situation like that. Yeah. And amongst, you know, other races, when you're amongst that, I kind of feel like, should I have said something? Looking back now, I wish I did. Yeah. And I think she does too, but do you feel like there's a wrong or right way to kind of approach these situations? Because it seems like sometimes if you approach it, it's like, oh, you're taking it overboard. Yeah. But then if you don't, it's like you feel that guilt, like you're not defending yourself. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big believer in don't tell me how to feel. Like if I feel offended or I feel upset about something, literally That is, it's tricky because you're in the workplace. To be honest, why were they watching it? Like, I don't
know. To be honest, I don't know because I weren't there.
Yeah.
But I think they were kind of just. That's another question. It's true.
Like,
why were they watching it? Was it a case of, oh, this is what I was talking about the other day, or maybe, or was it, you know, look at this. This is funny.
Yeah, because I think also the intention behind looking at the video is.
That's another question.
Yeah, it's quite important in that scenario, anyways. But I think generally speaking, like for example, myself, when I was applying for universities. I won't say uni, but I went to a university for, I think it was their open day, and I remember I was talking about the course because I applied to do history and law, God knows why, and I was talking to one of, I think it was one of the presenters or whatever, and I was just explaining to them like why I want to do it, and they're like, you know, that's really strange that, you know, a black girl, you know, wants to do history and law. It's, you know, there are other courses that you may want to do, and I said, like what? Exactly. And he was going on to tell me about social care and health and all these other, being a beautician, all these other things. I was like, that's great, but I'm not skilled in any of those things. I feel like, you know, I'm good when it comes to books, I'm good at remembering dates, so yeah, that's what I want to do. And he was just like, kind of laughed at me. I was like, well, good luck with that. You'll be the first black girl to, you know, kind of graduate with that. And in that moment of time, I was like, did you say that? I'm sorry. Like, what the hell? Like, I didn't understand where it came from either, because the conversation was so just like, first he was giving advice and whatever, and then it turned on its head, and I thought, I have the choice now to either one, be the angry black girl and, you know, stand up for myself, or two, just go and do it anyways and, you know, screw him, because I mean, why should I allow one person to affect the decisions I make going forward? But with that being said as well, it's tricky because you don't want to react and then, but oh, I didn't mean it like that, I'm just saying because, you know, that's what I see most black people do. Okay, why do I now have to fit that stereotype or perception of what black people do?
Yeah.
You know, so there's plenty of things I know white people do, but I'm not going to assume every white person does that. I'm going to, you know, everybody's different. So I think it's really tricky. But looking back at that moment, I just felt like.
Do you wish that you had said something? You didn't say that, did you?
No, I was
just
just like,
you wish you did?
I really wish I'd just like cussed him or something. Like, I wish I just said something. Like I felt like I was helpless because it was the first time I'd ever been really spoken to in that way, and I just felt like kind of taken off guard. Like, okay, what has that got to do with me wanting to pursue an education or a career in? What has my race got to do with it? But apparently it's got everything.
I think you start to realise that it really does.
It does.
And it's really hard. I mean, not even race, but just being discriminated against. Period.
Yeah.
I think it's such a tricky situation because now we live in a weird time. It's like if you speak up, you have to be careful the way that you say it.
Yeah.
But then also, if you want to feel accepted, you have to be careful the way that you express yourself. But yet, we also have to be very accepting. It's very confusing time that we live in. I really don't get it.
Yeah, it is.
Are you watching Big Brother at the moment?
No.
Okay, well, there's a transgender, there was a transgender lady in there.
Yeah.
And do you know Jenny Wine? How do you know?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Silly question. And she was kind of forcing herself onto him. She was forcing her views onto him. She was forcing the fact that he didn't find her attractive because she was transgender, or she was confused or kind of mad at him because he said that he would never date a transgender woman. And it's like,
what's wrong with that?
What happened to freedom? Like speech freedom of like accepting what you like and knowing what you like.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I am confused.
And I don't like, the thing is, I don't like people pushing their views onto other people.
It doesn't matter what they think about us. It doesn't matter, cause I want you, cause I want you. It's all about us. It doesn't matter what they say about us. Cause I want you, cause I want you. It's all about us. It doesn't matter what they think about us. Cause I want you, cause I want you. It's all about us. It doesn't matter what they say about us. Cause I want you, and you want me.